Hey there, lovely. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morrow. What do you need to know right now? What's happening in life? And if you follow the advice, what does the likely future have in store for you? So this is timeless. Wherever you're catching it, there might be a reason as to why. So stick around, enjoy the show. If you have questions about booking a session or the services I provide, go ahead, reach out in the DMs. My email address is provided. You can find me on any social platform. So now that we've gotten pleasantries out of the way, hi, what do you need to know? What's up? What is the good word? Ooh. You're starting to see the change, and it's giving you a breath of confidence. You know, I was seeing the Nine of Swords in reverse frequently tonight in the mini reads. I don't know if you're going to see them. They're at the timestamp, so go ahead and check that out after, or if you want to skip all this, go ahead and check it out. So we have a lot of sword energy. God. All right. So I'm getting, you know the warrior phrase, live by the sword, die by the sword, or live by the blade, die by the blade. I'm not 100% on it because, I don't know, wouldn't say that I'm an exact warrior. It's not like a title or anything for me. This is what we're kicking the reading off with. You're very action-oriented. It's gained momentum, and I see that you are cutting away some very real things from your life that has kept you up at night, that has disrupted your sleep, that has you forgetting your dreams, whether it's wake or sleep dreams. There is a newfound sense of freedom that is coming, and it seems to be an opportunity that is coming out of nowhere. This is going to lead you to mountains that you're going to have to climb up, and remember, it's going to be a lot of work, but it is going to be one step at a time. This being earth energy, it's going to be a slow process, but it's definitely worthwhile. So this being an earth energy, we have earth and air energies around this. So this might involve time frames or actual people who carry on those element energies. So this, I want to get more on the Ace of Pentacles. This is a new start occurring in your life through the momentum that you just started taking off with. So that's actually really cool. What do you need to know? What is up? All right, so what's this Ace of Pentacles about? Give me the DL. Or not, it's cool. I'll just sit here for like 20 minutes shuffling. I'm sure that you're going to enjoy it. Even more earth energy coming out. Okay. Wow. So this is what the Ace of Pentacles is all about. Just as long as you did something, it was going to be just a thank God moment, because I'm sorry, I'm adjusting you right now. Because what I'm seeing here is you could have done numerous things. And this was maybe having too many options open where you didn't feel safe to make a movement on any of them. So this is a feeling of being stuck, which is important that they're talking about momentum in this. Once you see a little bit of wiggle room, that's where the confidence starts to build, and you start to lock at this even harder. Look, I see that you're holding back on something. There's the ability to preserve something here. And it's away from whatever this unwillingness to change is. I think that there is a major separation occurring in your life. Now, this might be somebody who you work with. This could be somebody in your intimate circle. But I'm seeing the holding back from insecure energy. Somebody who is, it feels like, again, I don't care about the gender. It's not that at all. Toxic feminine energy. So somebody who's emotionally manipulative in your world. That's only emphasized by this. This is a connection in your life that seems to be completely out of whack and one-sided at this current time, and it seems like it is smothering. A lot of emotion around this. So then we're brought to the Sun card. So what I'm seeing in this is, you know, the flag being woven. I'm liking this and that fact that that's standing out because it feels like the new start is being led very much by passion. The momentum is being led by passion. And this is the sun kind of guiding your way on this. You do have a lot of guidance on this. And I also feel like this is fiery energy around this too. So either you or the energy of action is fire energy. So can I get more information on the Sun card? This is not small energy. This is major. Lots of blue around this, lots to be healed. And I see that you're not holding back. So all of this is talking about you really taking charge. And it's not perfect timing, but I think that you are paving through all of this. In the many reads I talked about, it's never going to be perfect time, and I feel the need to emphasize that right now. So the Wheel of Fortune is seeing how this, you being in the flow state, is really getting everything to open up very naturally. The Star card, this is where you're able to start releasing all of this pent up, what seems to be emotion. We have a lot of defensiveness on this. I see that you're kind of like the animal that just got out of a caged environment. You're going to fight tooth and nail. You are not going to be put back in that cage, and rightfully so. It was robbing you of your vitality, it seems. Something about this was very stifling, and since there's a lot of water energy around that particular energy, I'm seeing that it's creative and emotional. Where am I going to go? I feel like I need to use an entirely different deck now. There's something about this. I think that you are just now really putting into action what it means to not... There's a difference between spontaneity and impulse. I think that this is talking about the energy with not being impulsive. So this, it's happening fast, and this is going to be slowing down, but I don't want you to think that this is where you need to be impulsive in the choices that you're making, or the one that you just made in the change that you're making right here, that it was impulsive. I'm getting pulled to use the Archangel Raphael, all about healing. What do you need to know about this? Okay. What? I'm really... How is that even hidden in the deck? Like, how does that even get missed? I separate these after every session. For some of you, this is going to involve a true test of faith. For some of you, it's about making your own traditions. You have to really start over on that. The past and the pressure of the past was so stifling to you. No wonder why I was pulled to use this deck. We needed to see this card right now. Some of you are having a grand change in the home front. So this is really talking about the need of making your own traditions and not following other people's guidance or pressures in it. Some of you are having a test of faith, like I just said, but also some of you are going through a pretty traumatic breakup in your life. Now, this doesn't have to be strictly romance. This can be lifelong connections. I see that some of you are putting in the block in the space of people who have had a very long-term effect in your life. And some of you Some of you are being urged to, I know that this is going to sound crazy, some of you are actually, I don't mean crazy in a bad way, because I'm an ally. I absolutely love every single one of you. Some of you are actually being pushed to come out of the closet now. It's time for you to start coming out and be your true, authentic self. And make, again, your own values. What about you don't you value because of what other people have pushed on you? It's time for you to reject what is horrifyingly against your energy and start implementing your truth in this. There's a huge change coming through. Some of you are coming out, some of you are breaking up, some of you are having a test of faith being put in place. Some of you have to write your own traditions. And some of you actually are holding back some information that you need to share. You need to come forward with some sort of a truth. And again, your individual storyline is always going to be more detailed, in-depth, intense. So, fresh air. Call upon Archangel Raphael for help. Have faith. Everything that I just told you so far. Everything. It's time for you to get your energy back up and accept who you are. Accept who you are and how different you had become in trying to be either a people pleaser or a yes everybody to death. Sorry about that. Boop. It's time that you actually start taking care of yourself and your needs and accept the fact that you do have things that are needs and that are necessity and that you kind of need to put yourself as a first priority for once in your life, or probably once for a very long time. So this is saying that the world is not going to abandon you with this. Have faith in people that they're going to show up, and it's not that you need the support, but it's a nice buffer in this one. And you're going to air out all of your baggage, and that if your knees are shaking as you're making these changes, as you're coming out with the truth, as you are trying to actually make these changes for your best interest, that call upon Spirit to help you. Archangel Raphael, he's going to help the situation, he or she, I don't know, doesn't matter. But you need to do this in order to take care of yourself, and because this has been coming for a while. This feels like an emotional explosion for you, but it's so necessary. All right, so I went to that deck. Now where? Okay, I'm being pulled back to this deck. So 3 of Pentacles, Earth energy, and the Lovers. This is information. It's the choice. It's relationships. It's Gemini energy. All that jazz. The Emperor. I think this is you. Underneath all of this self-protection, you still have the armor. So there's protection, there's passion, and armor. It is layers upon layers that people have to get through with you. Through experience, you have taught yourself that people can only have this much access to the authentic version of yourself. So I really want you to consider the why and the who's around this. If these are people who really you don't know the real you, and you're not going to let them because you're afraid of the judgment, there's you need to reconsider the strength of that connection. I see the Lovers. I want more insight on that. If I could get some clarity, because I feel like I do feel like it's relationship oriented, but I also feel like this is about knowing who you can have this connection with, or connections with, who who inspires you, who you can share information with. It's also about, how is this connection teachable? How can we learn from each other in this connection? I think that you're really building up your intimate circle with people who are going to build up with you in this. All right. Communication is about to take off, and I mean that in the best way. So you're leaving a situation, starting something completely passionate, whether it's intellectual or emotional or sexual, that's completely up in the air. But the communication for this situation is about to take a massive turn in your life, which I honestly find amazing. It's about time, really. So hang on. You're making the right choices for these changes in your life. The encouragement that you're getting, the fact that these people that you are going to be communicating with see the real you, it's allowing you to let go of what no longer serves you, and you're taking this cup that would have been right here with you, because you're going to fill this up yourself, and you're going to make an offer of sharing the wealth. This stick that you're walking with, it's leading the way. You are following your passions on this. What do you need to be watchful of in this? Because this is a journey, and you're, by chance, are going to be filling up someone else's cup. Don't think that that's one-sided. This is mutual. And again, it doesn't have to be romantic, but I see fulfillment being given and received in this. All right. What do you need to watch out for? That came out fast. All right. Don't lead this with any sign of deception. And don't forget the choices that it took you to get here. And know what's your responsibility. And this, you don't need to scurry away. There's a choice that you need to make. You don't need to be defensive of. There's no war that's coming from this. You don't need to walk away from your choice. You don't need to be part of some sort of circus either. This doesn't need to be that dramatic. So this is saying you don't need to cause a ruckus. Watch out for deception and running away from choices, running away from personal responsibility and accountability. It's not bad, it's just stand up. What do you have to look forward to? I'm getting stuck on the color too. Don't live in your head so much. Follow your heart on this. In the matter of what to watch out for, and I'm seeing the yellow stand out and I'm hooked on the color, don't let your logic overrule your passion. Logic has kept you stuck in a place for so long. Logic is at the baseline of everything. You don't need to live at that base. You can grow into your passions. If you follow the advice, what can you expect from this? I'm on out with it. Give me some good cards. I want some good cards. I want some good news. I mean, this isn't bad. It's just, it's intimidating. If this is like one of the first few times that you have done this, it's intimidating. As somebody who's been through that, like you wouldn't believe, it can be scary. So in the regard to what you have to look forward to, karmic lesson, and deciding, being very clear about what's in your cup, and are you going to delude yourself? So this is saying, good God, don't delude yourself. What you have to look forward to is disillusionment. And I want this card. You're avoiding a tower moment. You're avoiding fate. No. This is saying, don't delude yourself to avoid fate. This is saying you have to be strong. Okay, I'll go with that. There is a reconciliation of spirit in your life, whether it's an energy that is in the physical or not. That is completely up to you. This is saying karmic lesson is to avoid being disillusioned and not making any sort of action in your life. You have to be strong and plow through this. Trying to avoid fate and trying to avoid destiny is not going to serve you. The tower moment will only be that more intense. You have to make changes in your life. That what you have been doing in the past that you had started break away from, you can't go back to, and it's not sustainable as is. So this is saying, please give yourself the grace of strength and the grace of perseverance, and knowing that in the soul's journey that what you're experiencing as a hardship is only temporary, and there is ease on the road ahead. I see feeling like a kid again. I see energies that are vastly different than yours, yet all the encouraging. It's not codependent. It's a new offering that is going to grow. And there's somebody who has the cup behind them, and this person is giving the cup to the other energy. So masculine is stepping into their power, and it is being received by the feminine. So this may be you as a whole. This might be who you're interacting with in the reconciliation front, somebody who you are reconciling with either from this life, from the past, or this might be somebody from, you can always say a previous life. But I am seeing self-determination bringing all of this together. You're using your willpower to grow something very beautiful. This is what it's all leading you to. And finding a new empire, a new place to call home in yourself, around you. But this is saying, for the love of God, have strength to allow the tower moment and not try and bypass or stay stuck. It's not going to work for you. This looks good. I'm happy for you, and it's going to be good. Okay, so if you have questions about booking a session, email or DM me. You can ask about any sales or the other services I provide. But looking forward to talking with you. Hope this finds you well. Have a great day. Have a great few days. This is about what's happening in your life right now and the immediate future. If you follow the advice, you can expect the outcome to be like this. Stay safe, have fun. Hello, my dear. If you're coming across this, two things. I just realized how dehydrated I am. Had barely any water today, so that's going to be a problem. Gonna have to get that in a minute. And this actually might be a spirit message for you. So what do we have here? We have judgment in reverse. What do you need to know about that? Why are we avoiding judgment? Because you're uncertain. You can see what's in your cup. Your eyes are not delusional in this. You know what this situation's about. You're waiting for it to turn out in some other fashion. Look at that. You're like, I know this is gonna be crap, but maybe I'm being a little too harsh on this. Maybe this isn't exactly what it seems like. All right, let's find out. I'm not laughing at you, by the way. It's just I get the frustration and the, is it me? Am I being too harsh on this? Chances are you're not. So let's see. What's the advice on this? You really, okay, you're aware of what's going on either in this situation or with this person. Your eyes are not deluding you to anything. You're not judging the situation too harshly. You're not waiting for this to unfold. This is saying, listen, don't put yourself in a spot that you already know all too well. You have the information that you need about this person or the situation, so you got to act accordingly. The choice basically has been made. You have to fulfill it. So what is it about this? What more information are you needing? Do you need a big grand old sign? If you're waiting for a sign on what to do about this situation or person, this is it. Your answer's already before you on this. It's exactly how you thought it was. You're not deluding yourself. You don't need to wait to see how much further this is going to go. Take action now with what you know that you need to do about this. It's very emotional. I got it. This is very clearly what's in your cup. Do you really want to drink that? Is that really for you? Is this something that you really want to deal with and handle? You're not going to make the wrong choice in following your gut on this. Stop waiting for a judgment to be made for you and make the judgment call yourself on this. Hope this made sense. All right. What do you need to know? What's going on in life? Why have you come across this? What do you need to hear? All right, Spirit, have at it. Let's try and keep the cards down to a minimum. Are you at it like a breaking point? Is it really, are you fighting to keep your head above water in this? I feel like you're drowning in, I don't know, we're about to find out. It's completely ungrounded though. You're ungrounded, you're at the point of breaking. It's time to start shaking something loose from your life. We're gonna see what that looks like. All right, come on. What do they need to know? I'm about to split the deck. There we go. Listen, you have the ability to make anything work because you are putting in the effort. You're putting in the care. You're putting in the integrity in it. But look, it's incredibly one-sided. You are the magician, but you want to know what? You have to be able to work with something. You have everything in front of you on the table. That means that whatever this is, that's not meeting you halfway. You are not winning out in this situation, and it's causing you to break. And it's, I know it sounds harsh, but it's meant to break you free of this. Can you see this as closing off of this situation? It is making you so uncomfortable. You have to have a choice of, well, you're at that choice of, am I really going to continue with this? Is this really just how it's going to be? I'm going to fight for every second. I'm going to fight for breadcrumbs. I'm going to fight to make an unbearable situation work, or are you going to cut it loose? Now, that's going to look very specific for your situation. So this is saying this is the final nail in the coffin. You have come to a conclusion. It's time for something else to start. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. The hardships are going to be over, but you have to decide when enough is enough in this and make the changes and act accordingly. This, it's not going to change. Nobody else, well, the other opposing part of this isn't doing the work. And I see that you're having that little aha moment of, I don't need to do this. I don't need to be here. I don't need to behave in a certain way. I don't have to participate in this. And I see that that's where you're getting your power back, and that's why this is in reverse, because it's you pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. So the break is really breaking you free. Congratulations, and also sorry that you dealt with that. Hey there. How's it going? So if you're coming across this, see if you want to hang out. I'm putting the deck into 3 piles right now, so we're shuffling on this. What's on the bottom? It's not a failure. You're getting up again. I see that you're getting up again. So this just flew out and wants to stay up. I see a new opportunity. And we have the Magician making an appearance on the 3rd pile that I weirdly separated in this one. So there's a reason. We're going to find out why. The Ace of Cups. There's a fresh start that's being offered to you. This cup is seemingly in suspense. It's overflowing. It is peace. It is everything in rotation. What does that even mean? In rotation? Why? Why am I using that phrase or those words with this? Everything's in rotation. The wheels are turning. Okay, so let's see what that is. What do you need to know? Seriously, if you could just give me a few cards right now, that'd be super. Thank you. You've made the decision. Ooh, you've exhausted everything else, so now you're taking this alternative route. For some of you, this might be a move to an alternative city where things will be easier for you. And for some of you, this is setting your sights out and practicing self-discipline and getting rid of all of this pain that is making you suffer, that has prevented you from healing. I do see that there is one of the rods behind you, one of the actions behind you, and I think that this is an action that was built upon many actions over the years. So this is long-standing in your life, and you're grabbing this new wand, make an offering to something, and then there's the one that's holding you up, which would probably represent yourself. So what I'm seeing here is strength. You're exhausted. It's time for you to recuperate and recover. And also we're looking at dropping the workload. Yep. You know what? There was a straw that broke the camel's back, and God help whoever was the one who dropped that straw. God, Allah, flying spaghetti monster, I really don't care. Okay. So, what are we doing here? What are we doing? What are we doing? All right, not quite ready to begin again, not quite ready to take action. Spirit, final card. What do we need to know? You got to be okay with yourself before you can make any movement forward. It's strictly recover time for you. Please take a breather. Life will be waiting for you when you are okay. All right. I was pulled to use archetype cards, but as you can see, there's like 80. So we're gonna just pray that there's only one that comes out, because that's really all that I feel like you need to hear right now. What is it? Ha! Damsel's in reverse. Damsel is in reverse. So the shadow attribute, the shadow work that's being done right now is waiting for a night to provide you seduction by romantic illusion. You need to get yourself out of the tower. There's never going to be a perfect time, never going to be a perfect person. There's never going to be a form of perfection for you in any way, shape, or form to be rescued. You and all of your imperfect glory are the person who's saving themselves. Through every trial and error that you have experienced, do you think that you are ill-equipped to handle whatever life is throwing at you? No, you're more than capable. You don't need anyone to rescue you. And it's not the fact that you're not worthy of rescuing. It's the point of that's waiting for a star to fall on this. It's not going to be something that you can hold on to. That'll end up hurting you. That'll end up burning you. You don't need to put yourself and your power in another person's palms. This, we're looking at an orange color. It's very emotional, deeply emotionally rich, and it's also healing a lot of emotional trauma. And it's also healing a lot of issues around even sexuality with this. I'm not talking about what you are interested in, but for some of you, maybe that's the thing. Maybe you're coming to terms with who you are. Maybe you're coming to terms with how strong you are, what it took to get you here. Whatever it is, you're coming to terms with the fact that no matter what, you have to be your own advocate in this. And there's no perfect time like the present to get your butt in gear, get yourself out of that tower. You and yourself have to see that you're worth the effort in it. So take that for what it's worth. I hope that you see your value and you make things happen for yourself because you deserve it. Much love to you. Are you a complete sap like myself? Love, love, love the ways it expresses itself in all ways, shapes, and form in life. So what do we need to know? Speak the language of love. Alrighty. Loving words have the power to change lives, including your own. So, all right, what about that? Can I get one more? There's a dragon. Is that a dragon? Is that a dragon? Come on. I think that's a dragon. Look at that. Hold on. Look at that bad boy. Yeah, I see. Can you no, that doesn't matter. Some people on here do that and it makes a difference just now when I do it. The only thing that's real is love. Great. Shift your focus back to love. What does it mean to love? What does it consider your foundation? Okay, very personal for you, huh? What does love look like to you? What does love feel like to you? What have you been trained and conditioned to believe is love? Whether it's self-love, love of another person, love of a family member, love of friends. What does love look like to you? How have you expressed that to yourself and others? And how have you suppressed the way that you express it? So how much of this has been conditioning where you thought that this is what the person had needed, or that this is how you were supposed to be for something, or how you were supposed to show up for something, and it was just not right? It's time for you to find out what the language is of love with you and how you show up for love in the many ways, shapes, and forms every single day. And if you don't know what that looks like, well, first off, you're in good company. A lot of people don't know because we are, again, as I said before, conditioned to behave a certain way. So if you don't know how or the what's of love, it's important that you discover what love does not look like in your mind. Whether it's selfishness, whether it's giving too much, what makes you turn away from it? I know how that sounds, but it's time for you to turn your love light on and be that love that you are craving in any way, shape, and form. You've gone through a transformation. It also looks like this is a point of release, just looking at the moon up there. And no, hold on. This is learning how to receive and learning what to let go of in there. The full moon is all about release. And this is getting into a new moon, which is about what really focusing in on what it is that you do want to bring in. So whatever it is that you do want to bring in, and whatever it looks like, you have to be the vibration and the example of that love. Otherwise, nothing is going to match it, authentically at least. So I hope that made sense. So this is what we're going to do. Think about a loved one who's crossed over. I'm going to show these. See which one pops out, and then, you know what? If you can't think of a loved one, don't sweat it. Doesn't mean that they're not there. It just means that they're not coming forward, and your main guide is going to be the person who's delivering the message. So, what is it that you need to know right now? All right, grab your drink. Let's see. Dearest you, there's only one you, and you have a unique path and a special purpose. You're supposed to have specific experiences in this world and meet certain people. But then it is up to you how you live, how you wake, how you choose to be, and how willing you are to grow and strip away what's false. Don't compare yourself to others. It's easy to think a person is happier just because their outsides look good according to society standards. But you can't know anyone's internal experience. Compare yourself only to your past self and see how far you've come. Don't be distracted by what others are doing or accomplishing. Stay focused on what inspires you. That's how you get successful and find happiness. Want what you have now, not what someone else has. We love you immensely and know your journey ahead is sparkling with miracles and wondrous things. Trust. Loving you always and forever. Love, Spirit.